all political parties gave their best efforts this weekend to finalize their campaigning, social media is still abuzz with people voicing their opinions and support for their favorite political party. Social media, as you know, plays a large part in campaigns in the run-up to the elections. Now, Roy Africa saw news media focusing on elections, making it the biggest story this week, with the top three political parties dominating the charts. Joining us now in studio is Managing Director of Roy Africa, Tonya Khoury, here in studio. Very good morning to you, Tonya, and welcome.
Good morning, Elvis. Good to be here.
Must have been a rough week in the run-up to the elections with a lot of people talking on social media.
It was a very busy weekend. I mean, a good 15% of the news charts belongs to the elections this week. That's in news media. And then in social media, of course, you had all the political parties really coming to the fore in the social media platform. So, yes, it was a very busy weekend, and it's going to be a busy week.
Now, have you seen it being so abuzz? Has people talked a lot about their own political parties? Are they criticizing most of the other political parties, the opposition parties, or what have we seen?
You know what's interesting, Elvis, is that we were monitoring the elections 2016 hashtag.
Yes.
And there's hardly anything. Okay, so there's about, I think it's about 4% in social media. What people are doing is they're taking on their own political party or have something to say about a political party they don't like. So you're seeing the ANC, EFF and DA, the biggest by far on the social media charts. The EFF storming ahead on the social media charts.
Well, there we got it there.
Yeah, what you're looking at here is the sentiment across 100 days in social media. On the right of the screen is the positive sentiment, and on the left is the negative. It's interesting to see how they're sort of balanced, if you like, between the two. What I found fascinating about this particular chart is that the DA has almost double the negative press as it does positive. Now, that fascinated me.
Yeah, and the middle one is what? Is that
That's balanced reporting.
Balanced reporting,
yeah,
right?
so people, or neutral reporting, people just mentioning a political party or talking about its political party or an event or something of that nature. And that's really the biggest chunk of the pie, is where people don't really add a sentiment to it.
Now, the comments that you see coming through, those are mostly people that has got access to social media. Is there perhaps a sense that you're also getting comments from people from rural areas or not?
I think social media has grown to such a dramatic level. I think if you had to discount social media in your voting efforts, you've made a very, very big mistake. I think the statistic was 8 million people have access to social media in our country, and 11 million people went to the polls last time. So it's a very, very cool statistic to throw around, and it makes a lot of sense. You need to be cognizant of your social media campaigning, for sure.
On the screen here, we have 100 days of social media elections 2016. Take us through that.
Well, have a look at the EFF, almost over 50%, over half are against those other political parties. Belongs to Malema or the EFF, correct. And look how small the DA is.
Now,
now, you'd have thought that would be
the other way around.
Absolutely the other way around, of what we just said about social media penetration, you know. So here we've got the DA coming in at 6.33%, the ANC coming in at 43%, and the EFF coming in at 50.53%. The EFF really does use social media as a big tool.
And the contributing factors to that, is that because they have access to youth, or what is it?
I think it's a bit of everything. I think, yes, there is that element, but certainly there's also people voicing their opinion maybe against the EFF, people voicing their opinion for the EFF, strong vocal views we always see on social media, and that plays testament to just that.
So what we can see from this particular chart is that the EFF has been doing the best out of these parties that's contesting the elections.
Well, I think they have the strongest social media presence. That doesn't necessarily mean the best. So people may be saying, I don't like the EFF, or I have problems with the EFF. That's all contributing to that section of the pie. Whatever it is, it's either controversial or it is a testimony to a very strong social media strategy.
Now, what did the public say in their view on the use of the icon Nelson Mandela for the political parties? Was there any traction on that?
That made huge waves in social media and also in news media. The DA aligning itself with Nelson Mandela and say Nelson Mandela would vote DA didn't go down well in most corners of the social media world. So we did see that come through on the charts as well.
Yes. And of course, people have been saying about, they've been talking about this elections and their political parties, but what do you see looks like, or the feel on social media? Is there a trend that they would talk more positive about their political party, or the opposition more negative, or what do you see?
I think it's more the opposition more negative. I think that people tend to be vocal about things they don't like rather than things they really do like, especially when it comes to politics. So there's a lot of slamming going on in social media. But it is very interesting to watch, and it really is astounding to see how much coverage the EFF have got out there.
Is there a sense from people that they are going to vote and that they are excited about this voting process?
I don't know if they're excited about the voting process. I certainly am. But I'm not seeing that come across in social media. I think there is a conversation about how we should be voting and how, you know, that we've come here, we've come this far, and we absolutely should go and be counted. But yeah, it's a very mixed pot, Elvis. It's a very mixed pot.
All right, that's the narrative there from Tanya Khoury, Roy Africa, taking us through the issues that people are using currently on social media and what they are talking about. And I am surprised, I must tell you, that EFF blew me away. Half of all the talk of the town is about the EFF on social media. Unbelievable. Tanya Khoury, thank you so much for joining us here in studio from Roy Africa. She's the managing director there. We'll keep on continuing with this discussion, but we're going to cross to the results center in Pretoria, where Evan and Desiree is standing by.